Breakdown podcast, where cosmic tales unfold. Join Power Maximus, Lord Triage, and the Darth Legacy Jason M40 on a journey through heroic realms where legends are born and destinies entwined. Delve into the cosmic currents, unraveling the mysteries of superheroes, villains, and champions. Embrace the cosmic energy that binds us all, and let your journey begin. This is the Super Breakdown Podcast. Enter the cosmic saga.
What? Yeah. What? Understand I got a lot on my mind, a lot on my chest.
Starting a war with these stars, you won't get far. This is the way you play a game of life or death star. So far removed from the drama, we don't know this harm, but won't hesitate to shed a light like a Patronus charm. With mischief managed, troubles at a disadvantage. Must be something in the water, dip your toe because you know it's warm. Where can you find another show with such a fine cast? And if you try to box them in, they playing Minecraft. And basically the sum made up like you define math. This crew's the best and it figures like a line graph. I'm Mary band like the words I do. Level-headed, you don't have to have absurd IQs. They know you can relate because they're nerds like you. With their help, you'll see the world from a blur's eye view. Yeah. You are now tuned in to Blerd's Eye View. And without further ado, we out. Yeah.
Greetings, and welcome to the official live stream of BlerdCon 2025, brought to you by Blerd Station. My name is Demetrius Holt, and I am the community partner here at Blerd Station.
We want to support our independent artists.
Happy to be here at BlerdCon, helping co-sponsor with Blerd Station.
Shout out to Blerd Station for providing the platform.
We appreciate the opportunity to promote it.
Shout out to him and Blerd Station for even making all this possible for us to go live.
Ain't nothing like your own folks supporting you.
Right.
Hey, we're at the Blerd Station panel.
I really want to thank Blerd Station for giving American Media the opportunity to be part of this broadcast.
Shout out to Demetrius, the good folks over at Blerd Station. Love your guys' channel, love what you're doing, and thank you for having me on.
You see how you guys glowed from that conversation?
What you're witnessing today is not just another live stream, but an expertly produced event by a dedicated press team capturing the very essence of the BlerdCon experience.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you. For anything black,
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Demetrius Holt, and I am also known as Hellspawn Cosplay.
They predicted the future more than Simpsons in the last decade.
I meant what I said, bro. I meant what I said.
Right here, say Blerd Station crew, y'all.
I can smell.
Created the black version, then I know him everything. This is Chris Fury. This is Lady Mandalore. We're here with Ahmed Best.
You know you're home.
but the tone of it is really what we found.
Blerd Station?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Apologies, sir. I wasn't really familiar with the game. What?
Is your favorite CEO, Miss Flo, and I'm here with the new legendary Orlando Jones.
Take time to express our sincere thanks and gratitude to each and every one of our sponsors who put in on this production.
Studio Moyo has officially joined Blerd Station as a strategic partner.
You'll also get an inside look at exciting projects by our esteemed sponsors, alongside original content produced in-house at Blerd Station. I'm the creator of Issue 1, an original series by Blerd Station. Whether you're looking to elevate your event or enhance your audience engagement, Blerd Station is here to help see your vision come to reality.
That's fire.
If you or someone you know is interested in partnering with Blerd Station, whether it's hosting a live stream or investing in our growing platform or sponsoring future broadcasts, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. You can go to blerdstation.com and hit contact and hit us up directly. And please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe so you can keep up with all the information and content that we're bringing you. Help us spread the word. Thank you again for your continued support, and stay tuned for more incredible moments ahead.
I'm back, yeah. Look, crazy 8th degree, nerdcore rap guy. Got into a dual fate and I just pulled a trap card. Third-rate rappers with a fourth-rate catalog. Destined for the shadow realm, y'all should never act hard. Flow is so insidious that I need an apprentice type. Master with the force, peep the context in my sentence, right? Phantom like the Sith, just don't ask me what my pen is like. They know that I'm the meanest, who you kidding? Bitch, I'm Dennis Knight. Sweet to drive, hide-headed, rhymes are surely cold. Tested, you can never twist my metal like the jury goes. I ain't never mad when I push it to the max. I got Chris riding with me, bout to turn this bitch to Fury Road. Since animated, I'm the one the crew congratulated. When this will provide protective cover like it's laminated. Damn, I made this 16 like a guillotine. It's fascinating. If you think that you're ahead, you get decapitated. All that aside, I ain't merely here to rap words. I'm here to tell you who representing for the black nerds. And to remind you, neither one of these are bad words. Biggest living mirrors, they just choose to see it backwards. Who be the leaders of discussion when a topic trends? Dissections got the culture under microscopic lens. Who got the type that you can miss it from the start and make you feel like an expert on the subject by the time it ends? Check the stat, Louis, viewership is mad nice. All these other shows don't seem to cut it, that's a bad slice. Off the books with unscripted drills you can't write. No vampires, but these interviews don't end right. Yeah, this is the best part. Rhymes on Mandalorian, independence made a best score. Starting a war with these stars, you won't get far. This is the way you play a game of life or Death Star. So far removed from the drama, we don't know this harm, but won't hesitate to shed a light like a Patronus charm. With mischief managed, troubles at a disadvantage. Must be something in the water, dip your toe because you know it's warm. Where can you find another show with such a fine cast? And if you try to box them in, they playing Minecraft. And basically to sum it up like you define math, this crew's the best and it figures like a line graph. I'm Mary band like the words I do. Level-headed, you don't have to have absurd IQs. They know you can relate because they're nerds like you. With their help, you'll see the world from a blur's eye view. Yeah. You are now tuned in to Blerd's Eye View. And without further ado,
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Blerds, Eyeview. I'm your man on the wall, Chris Fury. Thank you for tuning in to our Tuesday edition. I want to thank everybody who joins us and watches us live. There we go. We got some good light now. Watches us live. So thank you to this crew that shows up every Tuesday, every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you for your support. And if you are new here, trust me, you will not be disappointed because we are here to educate, entertain, and encourage those who watch us and show love to our Blerd community and those in the nerd community as well, and talk about the things that we all love. So with that being said, and with all those great things put apart, let's get to the real stuff. Welcome to Blerd's Eyeview. Feel free to chat with the fellow nerds and blurs below. Like and subscribe. Stay notified. Super chats are appreciated and help keep the stream going. We are live Tuesdays and Thursdays, as I stated earlier, and you catch clips Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Thank you to everyone who joins in. We are already getting full in the rooms already, so we're going to get this thing started. We'll get it started. We're going to switch up a little bit. My man, my brother, my shepherd book, Navy Montel, what's happening? You muted.
Hey, don't yell at me. What's going on, man?
What's happening?
How you doing, sir?
All right, I'm doing good, man. It's Tuesday. As Whoopi said, everybody had a day today. I'm like, oh yeah, we had a day today. I don't know what's something in the air, something in the water. I don't know.
I all I can say is it's already a week and it's only Tuesday. I'm like, what the actual hell, y'all?
I see Spartan already stretching in the back. It's like, yo, you ain't never lied.
Man. Yo, did you replace your camera? You looking kind of smooth there, brother, man.
Nah, I got everything situated, I hope. Me and Spartan been working on the ship. It's just like, yo, Captain, you got it. I'm like, I got it.
I feel that 1,000%, man. But it's good to see you. I'm glad to be back up in here, dude.
So I know I missed Free Comic Book Day this weekend.
Bruh, that's not what I needed to hear from you, sir.
It was a good cause. My kid, him and his wife just bought their own home. So we were in Columbus helping them move. I've never walked 25 flights of stairs in one day, and I don't think I'll do it ever again. I recovered quite quickly. I was surprised. Like next day I was just tired. And like wasn't sore, no Charlie horses, but I was there.
But you had that PTSD from stairs, though, didn't you?
Yeah, it was just like, we ain't doing this again. Oh no. So
man, I'm telling you, Free Comic Book Day, dude. They showed out this year, bro. I'm mad though because I missed one comic I was waiting to get, and I missed out on it, and that was the Black Mirror Free Comic Book. I
will say this, because of me having to help my kid this weekend, which he didn't have. All he had to do was just say, "Hey, Dad, I need is question no more, son. It's done." It's why Operation Ghost Protocol was such success. only for Operation Redaction going to play the next night. So I see Thunderbolts 2 nights in a row.
Don't brag because I want to go see it again. I really do.
So with that being said, our real the horrors in the building. Keep my heart. Look, she's already dancing.
Hey,
I love you too. Oh, my dear lady, how are you, my dear?
A better week than last week.
It's only Tuesday too.
I haven't been commenting, but I've been reading the chat, and I'm like, oh, that was my week last week. So yeah,
we have been. Adulting sucks. I need to talk to Thanos. And I need to talk. Yeah. I need to talk to Thanos, and I need to talk to the doctor. Like those are the two people I need right now.
Facts.
Snap those we don't need. Fix whatever this timeline is that we're on. I don't care.
I do one better.
There's some pruning that needs to happen.
Give a specific number of people the death note and let them know with great power comes great responsibility.
Would you say
I'm not on that kind of shenanigans yet.
Very close. Close.
No comment, bro.
I know who would be on that death note, but we're going to talk about him a little. We're not going to talk too much about him.
Yeah.
But Spartan knows.
What's up, brother?
It's been a day, but you know what? It's amazing what 75 push-ups will do for you.
His 75 and my 25 makes for even 100. So we're good.
75 would put me asleep. Okay, you would be without the Shepherd book today.
Normally, for Spartan, that's light work. For us, we would look like Jamie Foxx did when he took that driving test.
No, I struggled. This is everything getting back to working out before the big under the knife. So that 75 was a 6 months ago would have been fine. I'd be like, okay, cool, but when I lost that weight, I lost that muscle, and then my chest was like, Negro, you gotta work your way back up to this.
You got things to do. What are you doing? You're like, what are you doing?
I mean, arms was cool, but the chest was like, hey.
Man. Tafari TV is in the building. What's happening, Tafari?
Hola, ladies and gentlemen.
What up, man?
He's making sure all our gear is together.
Pretty much.
So yeah.
That man is senior. Look to the right, because every time you see him, he never looks straight at the camera. He's senior. Look to the right.
You know what it is?
No,
let me get some use out of this tripod, but my monitor's over here, but I don't have like room for them both, and I don't like the way it's the Brio sits. Because like if you tilt it the wrong way, then the whole thing just goes over, and I don't feel like y'all watching me adjust it constantly. So I'm looking at y'all here, but y'all are here.
Oh,
it also lets me have many Jim in the office moments when things are.
We have
or Gregory if you watch Abbott. So
we have plenty of Jim moments around this place. It's like, look, our chat started bumping, and that's when Whoopty said it, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. There it is. There it is. We know what it is now. So, but yeah, it's been a heck of a couple weeks. It feels like a couple weeks, couple days. But here we get 2 hours to kind of chill and max out and just kind of let the breeze blow through our hair.
Hey.
Bro.
Hold on. I wasn't even gonna put this up here. Hold. You know what? Hold on.
No.
Hold on. Really?
Look,
Beard hair.
It's not a bad thing. Like I cut mine on purpose.
It's not the same. See, if you frolic with a beard, you're gonna catch some shit from the park. So yeah, that's a totally different deal. Mufasa, okay.
I was trying to keep it light, but
I know you was. See, I look at your crown, and then I live vicariously through y'all. There we go. Problem solved.
Oh my goodness. So
don't feel bad, Navy. I'm 3 dye hair jobs away from just going back to black.
My goodness. All right. I don't even know how to respond to that.
You can't. You really can't.
But well, I guess we can get into the news. We can get that popping. What do you think? As I mentioned before, it was Free Comic Book Day this past weekend. It was also Star Wars Day, which makes today.
Yes, that part.
So, I'll answer the question for Tafari. I know he asked it before, like, what is the actual canonical statement? So it's May the 4th be with you. What is it?
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the
Fifth.
Yeah. The Empire, was it the 5th Strikes Back, and then Revenge of the Sixth. So you
definitely want to put Revenge of the 5th next to Cinco de Mayo. Then you get
Montezuma. We could really use a lot of that. Speaking of which, like I said, we normally don't do politics on here, but if you're going to use AI and impose on a holiday that's meant for us in Star Wars. At least get it right, the history anyway. Because you look like an ass again.
Yes, I was told apparently it's the 4th. What is it? Revenge of the 5th, and then the 6th strikes back because you're hungover from Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
That is the reasoning TikTok and the internet has given me.
Acceptable.
And on that rare year where it all falls on Free Comic Book Day, you get to drunk read books and celebrate being a dork.
Oh hell no! Don't be.
Love that
favorite day.
And mind you, there's
What? All three together? Comic books and tequila.
Not to mention, there's always a comic book movie release.
Yeah.
True. That is very true.
So we managed to always have a nice release without spoiling Thunderbolts.
Unless you have notifications turned on from Marvel, Jesus.
Right.
Like straight up when I got on YouTube this morning, first thing that hit my phone, I'm like, y'all didn't give it a full week. Like,
yeah, you're right, Christy. Cheeto Satan got that all the way wrong. I'm like, you really missed. You've never watched it. I can tell. I can just tell. So, but yeah, you're right, Tafari. I had this conversation in another chat, and they were saying it's crazy how if you are following certain people that were in the film, there are certain things happening. Billboards are changing, cereal boxes are changing, and I found it weird at first, but then I had to think about it. I said, I forgot we only have 45-day movie releases now. Like, that's how long you're in the theater. And that kind of changes the whole, it's a domino effect that we didn't realize would actually happen, because before, it will be at least 2 weeks before you heard anything. You might get a slip up here and there, but it's not even that now. It's become the weekend of at this point, and well into a week of it. So it's more or less, hey, find the chat group that is talking about it if you've seen it, and if you're in said chat group and you haven't seen it, mute it, because they're going to say everything. And so I think it's more or less that because of the shortened window that a movie runs, that is caused is like, okay, let's let this cat out the bag, because we just don't have a lot of time.
Right.
And that's the only way I can look at it. Unless they extend that 45-day window back to 90. It's not hard to do. That way you're not so pressed. That way you're not so pressed to having movie releases so close together. Fantastic theater after part two, man.
Like, did y'all see Sinners come back and like panic? Like, what happened? Like, not even a full set. Even the early screenings haven't seen it a full week yet. Y'all just said, oh, all right, Monday morning, just drop all the drafts. Just
they did.
Yeah.
Sebastian Stan is out changing poster boards. Red Guardian's doing work. I'm like, what is happening right now? It's weird. It's weird. But there is one thing with the Sebastian Stan thing going around, chasing the bus stop posters. Somebody said in the comment, and I think it's cool. I said, I'm waiting on Sam to come behind him and tear those posters down.
Ooh.
I was like, it would be perfect. It would be the perfect sale. I said, just run with it. Run with it. Mm-hmm. So I guess it is what it is. But here we are. It's wild that we're in these positions of movie watching nowadays. And
it's so good to be a Blerd.
We're eating. I don't know about everybody else, but we're eating.
Yeah, that we are.
So, other than that, without giving away on this platform, we're just like, hey, we don't know anything. We ain't saying it. Here she is, my second command.
My captain, yay, my other captain.
So we, without, like I was saying, without spoiling the movie, at least a quick rundown of what you thought. Kira, I don't.
I'm
You checked out on girl.
I'm gonna mute.
You got it. You got it.
It was fine.
It was fine.
No, she didn't give it like she didn't. It was fine. She didn't give it like a crazy low score or anything.
Yeah, no. I liked it. I thought I had a good time. I thought it was funny, which is standard for a Marvel movie to try to do the funny thing. It wasn't overkill. Ooh, excuse me, like they usually do. I just ate something. I'm really sorry. I've been hungry. I think they could have done more with some things, less with others. I think they need to ask their audience to be smarter.
Yes,
their ideas.
I agree. I went in and I did a quick review. I went in watching the movie expecting just what I got, so I wasn't underwhelmed. But the overall theme, which I will say, being released during Mental Health Awareness Month, this is a great sell, and this was probably I didn't think this would be a great vehicle for it, but it's actually a really good vehicle.
Very good.
To talk about something like that. So to deal with trauma and to deal with your past. And I'm like, that is pretty damn interesting.
I think it's very door-ish opening, but it's also very influential of how, if you're going to do something like this, it's not all sunshines and rainbows just because your friends are there. And I think that can be it's not dangerous, but it can be misleading. Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that.
Millions of people thinking that, I just need to, pat my friend on the back and tell them that they're worth it. It's not that.
No, it just helped in this particular situation. It just helped in it. And I'm glad because Yelena, who we tend to like around here, she's adorable.
Lady Miss Ma'am she carried the whole movie. She carried.
I put it like this: father and daughter did their thing. Let's just put it that way.
So Yelena and Alexia,
they did their thing, and literally, there's a scene where she asked Bob, "Are you okay?" And he's trying to remember. And she was like, "Okay, you're coming with me." And so the fact that she's almost playing big sister, mother hen to this particular individual, she's like, I'm keeping this one close.
It's also that a little bit of codependency too.
Yes.
Just because she sees the dark, she sees
then
you gravitate towards that real easy. So it's nice to. I think people with depression can gravitate towards those characters, and because they see themselves gravitating towards those types of people, because they get it. Those two, they get each other. They understand. That's why
that conversation they first had when they first are introducing to themselves. That conversation was the starting piece, and I think that started it for him. He was like, there is someone here who generally gets me and gives a damn and is kind of going through it too and gets it. So, Navy.
Oh boy. I'm going to repeat what I said on Sunday because I had this conversation with Lady Mandalore. And if y'all have never had a conversation with Lady Mandalore about something she's very passionate about, she gives you that look.
What did I look like?
so intensely feral.
Gosh,
no, nothing like that. Everybody's experiences is different, and I fully understand it. But what I enjoyed this movie because I expected it to be what I wanted to be, fun. I went into it with an open mind, like I always do for any Marvel movie. I never go with expectations. Because if you do, you're going to set yourself up. So you kind of open your mind to what they're presenting. And I was not disappointed from beginning to end. Characters, I just don't like Valentina. I've said this many times before. That is a character that should just
charmingly hateful.
Just give her a bullet to the head and then just keep it moving.
Damn.
I said what I said. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. Elena definitely carried it, and it was funny is after I had this conversation with after Lady Mandalore and I went off the air, I said movies like this can be a vehicle to open other people's eyes. If they are not open to real life situations, sometimes you need a make believe or pretend scenario for you to understand what someone's going through by seeing it through a different lens. And I said, wow, even though you may not know all of the nuances of being in that level of depression and misery, you see it and you can recognize it and you can even understand it to a certain point. So while the solution may not always be, hey, gather around people, for me, it was recognize it and understand that someone's going through something a lot worse than you. And they're
not succumb to it, but
right. And they're going to put up their own defenses in order to deal with it to continue moving forward.
Right.
But I really love the movie. I want to go back and see it again. It is definitely a required repeat viewing.
Yes. Tafari.
If you haven't seen it and managed to dodge spoilers, like blindfold yourself and ask an usher to walk you to a theater at this point, because like even the promos in the building have like.
Yeah, I need to go back and take another picture of the cereal box.
Like you get spoiled on the way to the actual box office now. So, but I thought it was okay. Like it did what it needed to do, and for once accurately set up what's right around the corner, which is something we haven't done like I think since Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, it was a different group of characters. I mean, I had to get adjusted to seeing how these people work. We know John's a dick. No one was shocked by that whatsoever.
Now he's now a more affable dick at this point. He's just like you can tolerate it. He's more like he's smart, but not smart enough. Like he doesn't catch it quick enough.
He never will.
Like Bucky and Elena, they are here and they can catch something. John is just like 3 sentences behind. It's like, dude, we just discussed this. Like, we just discussed this. What are you talking about? You know, so yeah.
Yeah, seeing everybody's dynamics, seeing everybody seeing the point where they figure out they shouldn't abandon each other. I'm not shocked at how fast they figured out they were all basically being played. Like I said, Val, I feel like is who Norman Osborn would be if Sony would play nice, because even her whole spiel, watching Bucky awkwardly talk to women, trying to do espionage was weird, because it's like, I saw you talk to Sam's sister 2 episodes in a row, so I know you've done this before. Like, but
he can talk to the sisters. You forget he was in Wakanda for quite a while, so he can talk to the sisters. It's everybody else he may not have any riz for. That's just all it is.
We already know he got jungle fever. He got jungle fever.
Too long.
He brought cookies and cream cake to the party. So yeah, he knows that level. He gets that.
That nice knowing a Wakandan arm and metal is dishwasher friendly. I found that hilarious.
That's not a spoiler. That's actually in the trailer.
Yeah.
Don't you wish it was that easy though?
And then turning Bob's name into a running joke. I didn't think it would land the way it did, but it actually worked. So we told you his name's Bob. Bob. But yeah, I think it all came together nicely. Third act kind of went exactly how I thought it would. I wasn't too shocked. I will say the plot twist at the end, I'm like, you sneaky Caucasian. I'm not shocked that you pulled this off very well, very smooth of you. I didn't think they would go with it though. I thought they were very much going to be like, I figured they would all do their own just Homer Simpson away and leave Red Guardian and just be like, I'll take the glory for this.
No, Lady.
This was the second movie that I kind of wasn't ready for, to be honest with you. I felt like if Guardians.
Oh my God! Leave it to Mal. Leave it to Mal.
We have
out the gates.
Mal he pulled out the dagger on this one tonight, bro.
We have
and
officially
bullseye accuracy.
We made it to almost 36 minutes in.
We have officially corrupted this man, but go ahead, lady.
What do you mean we? What do you mean we? He was
I mean,
already corrupted.
The tagline is entertain and educate and encourage. I guess we did that. Go ahead, lady.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this was the second movie that caught me off guard and how deep it kind of would be as far as like just dealing with mental health. Like first it was Women in the Yard that absolutely a hard watch for me. And then like this was somewhat of a hard watch because I was like, shit, this is really getting into some of the things that I need to deal with myself. So I was like, not Thunderbolts, if Guardians of the Galaxy you needed therapy for, Thunderbolts you got therapy for.
Yeah.
Another thing was that this was now kind of undoing some of the criticism that Falcon got in his move in Captain America by talking down Red Hulk because of the climax that happens. I'll just leave it at that since we're not talking about spoilers.
Yeah.
Nobody come for what happened and how that resolved itself. Everybody had comments for the new Captain America and how he talked down Red Hulk. So I thought that was very interesting as well.
Spartan.
Not to sound like a broken record, but it's amazing to take the subject of mental health and basically build a movie around it, and still keep the characters relatable. Walker was still a dick. That's never changed.
That's why his shield isn't fixed.
I mean, Ghost was exactly that because Ghost had about as much screen time as LeBron's career playoff run right now.
Wow.
I mean, there was someone else who had less, but we're not gonna say no names.
There was someone who had way less. There was someone who had way less, but we'll let y'all figure that out.
That was fuckery at its fucking finest.
She was not happy about that.
Who did that person piss off? For real.
That was way too easy. But I'm like, yo, wait a minute.
Although I will say I think that's a nice way of doing a order 66 on that person. I'm gonna leave it at that. I did like the fact, again, like I said, the mental health aspect of it all, to where, if you leave something buried and you keep burying it, eventually becomes a manifestation, and then you have to deal with the trauma. And then my favorite has always been Red Guardian. Red Guardian to me was the pillar of the entire freaking movie because that man's optimism was unfreaking shakeable. That man's optimism is just, he's like, and of course, I just love the fact that he played the position he was wanting to play since Black Widow, not to give too much of the movie away. And like I said, Bucky, what can you say about Bucky outside of the fact that Wakandian hair and shea butter has never looked good on a white boy? Because you can tell that you can tell that the shea butter was still in place. But outside of that, it does set up a nice dynamic to where, like I said, this was essentially a good movie. I can see where there might have been some hangups, but I can't complain. I thought it was solid for what they're trying to go for, especially for the story moving forward.
Two things that I really picked up on. One, and it hit me both times. There's a scene between Yelena and Alexei, and she pretty much breaks down and she calls him daddy, and I'm like,
all the feels.
Damn it. And she just kind of lets it out, and you look at his face, and he's like, and we know that's not his. That's always his little girl without actually being his little girl. Her and Natasha, and that look he has, like he's trying to make her stop, and he just wants to grab her and hold her. I'm like, damn, that is your daddy. it's Yondu all over there. He may have been your father, but I'm your daddy.
Right.
And I'm just like, damn. So yeah, that was a yanker and pause. So yeah, I'm quick with it. So yeah, that was a moment, and then there's another scene. If you look at the color gradient of the entire film, like that kind of grayish, cloudyish look at the final scene. Completely different. It's dark, but it's like it pops. The color pops.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Shout out to the Russos for that scene. But those two scenes, I'm like, oh, I'm noticing a theme here. And John, no one likes you because it's 14 months later and you still have a taco for a shield. So
why did you keep this? And I guess Bob is just getting a free room and board at this point. Like,
I'm like, did you undo what you did, sir?
Or like,
he's trying, but he's just like, I'll just have this milkshake and wash the dishes.
y'all have 3 super soldiers. Y'all can't each like grab just a piece and just.
I'm tripping on the fact that how do we have antimantium and you're like you're still dealing with metal. I'm like, sir. Requisition.
I'm sure he's asked Bucky, and Bucky's like, yeah, no, they don't like you.
When either Black Panther 3 Eyes or Wakanda, I need all the shade and strays Wakanda's been catching addressed, because that's like 2 movies in a row where it sounded a little hard ER-ish. That's
definitely catching strays.
I just want him to come on nowhere.
He was like, oh, you thought it was like that, huh? Bucky, do all dirty work.
You see M'Baku, he's King M'Baku's not getting invited to any of these meetings.
I just want him to walk in and just go, you bunch of bald-headed demons.
So last night, I will speak for me and Kira. Last night, we were fanboying and fangirling out over the Met Gala. Let me rephrase that. The Black Met Gala.
The Gala.
The Gala.
I see why y'all was hyped to going back and watching pictures. I was like, damn.
Yeah. There was vibes, and as Coleman put that shit on Domingo, stated, he said, I'm tapping into all of it. I'm tapping into Black church. I'm tapping into. I'm like, yes, say it all, my friend, because he tapped into that shit. So
not the post and after when the pastor gives and before that message.
Glory was had Jodie Turner-Smith came out.
Yes, ma'am.
Tiana Taylor.
She won.
Yeah, thank you.
Won.
Yo, coming up them steps in that cake. Oh my gosh.
Like I couldn't catch the one where she had her hat, but I'm like, yo, I don't know who did this, but that's a vibe.
It's Ruth B. Carter.
That was Ruth.
Oh
my God.
Yes.
All I gotta sit there and say is
not gonna be today's price again.
No, that she's put her stamp on a lot of stuff. Halle Berry came through, and once again, damn, Ego Wardham even had to turn around and was like, "Yeah, wait a minute, yeah."
I don't mean to be that person, but if the guy is looking down at the floor and her mouth is open, something has been seen.
Yeah,
because
there is a revelation.
That man's eyes is looking at the floor like it's money on there, like it's money down.
There's a 50 on the floor. It's like,
it's Ego Ward. It's Ego's. Her look is so. It's hilarious. Because she was already standing behind her taking pictures. This has to be after she turns around and she's like, "Oh my!"
Right.
Speaking of which, her look. These looks was out there.
Yeah,
these looks was out there.
Wait.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so proud of Ego getting the fucking call because, bitch, you put that shit on too for your first time out now.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
Her month has been popping.
Yeah.
Her month. Ego's month has been popping. If you are watching Saturday Night Live, her month has been
not the hair.
For the past after that weekend update skit that went hilariously wrong. And it's just
it went
right.
right.
It went absolutely right, but it went wrong with how it should have went. It's actually a hilarious. It was the crowd's fault. It was the crowd's fault, but that's what made it hilarious. But ever since then,
well, wait a minute, because I think you have. Don't ask me why. I know. I believe it.
Why you know?
I think you get notice months in advance. So that invitation happened way the fuck before.
You think it was when Pedro Pascal showed up on SNL? The steak cutting scene?
I don't know. But she got in before all this shit started to pop off.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't expect it to go this far. I was trying to be slick.
You rang Mrs. Adams. That's all I need to say.
I was trying to be slick and grab my cards from over here. Leave me alone.
That whole sound effect was caught. Just I can't do it.
That chair literally said, "Going back, nigga."
My bones is tired, Squeak. Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
This brought to you by WD-40.
I've tried something. It doesn't do anything. I think old girl just needs to go at this point. I'm back like old yellow.
Y'all give us a super chat so we can get the Far Eye a new chair.
Oh man.
Where's Trey?
I thought I was going to say
it's Trey.
I literally was going to.
Janelle Monáe showed up and
yes.
She was embodying a little bit of everything and everybody.
She put that shit on 2 times. 2 times. Wait,
Megan came through.
Yeah. You have the reveal? She had a whole other outfit underneath there.
She did.
Yes, she did.
I did not. I could not find out the reveal.
But that second outfit.
She had a whole. That's them just about to pull it apart so she could. She got a
they kept that one under wrest, the bastards. Not like. Yeah, I could not catch that one. Send it to me. If you catch it, send it to me. Megan came through. Glam.
As per usual.
That was
Lizzo too.
Homage to
Josephine Baker, wasn't it?
Thank you. Yes, Josephine Baker.
Lizzo came through. I almost didn't recognize Lizzo when she came through.
Slim down.
Yeah, a lot of weight.
Yeah, I mean, I seen her on SNL after she had dropped all the weight, but she came in with the blonde wig and the glare, and her face card's never been declined. Lizzo's always been pretty. So I'm like, yo, what the? I almost didn't recognize it. Kira said, Lizzo, and I'm like, where? I'm like, where? Where did you see this? So, our very own,
yes, thighs and all,
double tattooed thighs, like
double tattooed thighs. Damson Idris. Not only is he promoting F1 that he starred in with Brad Pitt, but he came through with the blood red drip.
I love that helmet, though.
All I can sit there and say is you can smell the white girl off the album.
Oh,
yeah. So to smell the white girl off the album.
Wow.
Pretty one. That's a pretty one. Sierra came through.
Very nice.
And I think she might be next for another baby after this night. Because how can you not?
Russell wants a football team. We know that.
Speaking of another baby on the way, of course, everybody was waiting on Rihanna. She came through, revealing the baby bump. Third baby coming along the way. Glammed out as usual. That's the job. That is the job.
In the words of Tafari, ASAP wasted no time after that verdict.
Listen,
I need one time.
All right, so that not guilty verdict was February 19th. It is now May 6th. So
she's at least 6-7 months along.
Yeah.
I think so.
It kind of adds up.
They just released pics from her Fenty shoot, lingerie shoot, and she wasn't showing. So they kept that under wraps.
That was
not
guilty
to we're expecting.
That was a case I don't come home, baby. But we still trying for the girl.
He wants a girl, but yay.
He's a winner in our eyes.
Yeah, you did the Super Bowl just fine. You can make it to the Met Gala. You'll be all right.
Yeah, so that's probably all right. And I didn't grab his picture, but he's learning. He's learning.
No, don't sleep on him.
No.
Don't sleep on. He had his shit together before Rihanna. It's just it was hood aesthetic as opposed to.
That is what it is. That's what it is.
Now he's got money.
Because it was kind of. It was sharp.
Questionable?
No, it wasn't quite. It was sharp.
Oh no, he was good. He was solid. He was solid.
I think it was what did we say last night? It was like you had to look. It was the execution. That's what it was.
Okay.
That's what it was. The look was there. The execution wasn't there because he had to. It was given London. It was given.
Right. No, the other way around. The execution was like the drama for the reveal. Great. The fit.
Yeah. So now notice the thing. Now, as we do, they took a whole photo in the bathroom.
Yeah, what was that?
Right. The bathroom of all places.
I love us. Yeah. It was just like Black Met Gala. I'm like, yeah, Black love, all of that.
I get the bathroom being the best lighting, but
we spoke. Hey Trey.
What's up, Trey?
Speaking of which, Spike Lee, I don't know if you're watching this show or heard of this show or any of this thing, but you have a new movie coming out.
Yes.
And we have a voice actor who would love to do some voice work for you too for the trailer. I'm just saying. You want black support? There's some black support.
You don't get no black in that.
Yeah.
An award-winning, award-nominated voice actor to boot.
Yes.
So you got foundation, and don't go for Craig around the corner because he's convenient. Nah.
Craig around the corner.
I thought he was going
Craig around the corner. Oh my God!
Craig around the corner.
Craig around the corner. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about The Last of Us, and we're gonna top it off with some more Star Wars news. We'll be right back, and I hope you guys have fun. Until then,
there's a goddamn celestial in the.
Yeah, ha. I know, they answered the question. Go see Captain America 4. The joke wasn't supposed to run this damn long. Blame Marvel, not me. 1 second.
Cartoon.
Alright, we ain't gonna pretend like we don't understand the state of the world right now, but if you need a safe, black, and nerdy space that you can turn your brain off twice a week, you've come to the right place. 5 if you count the clips we post. We know attention spans and breaks on the job seem to keep getting shorter, so we do our best to make the content easy to ingest. Pay attention, I ain't doing all these edits for my health. This is where our playlists come in. Highlights if you want to see the funny, cool, or thought-provoking clips from each episode. Reacts and reviews, you want to know our thoughts on the latest movie, TV, video games, comic book, trailers, and so on. Please feel free to send us recommendations, especially if it's a smaller project that you think deserves more attention. We interview people from time to time. All those conversations are a lot of fun and all can be found right over here. We chat with Blerds from all over, from America to Africa. If you want to see who all from the community has come through, please check out special guests. And we do be out and about in these con streets, so if you want to see us IRL, grab a ticket to your favorite event or just check this one out. Whether this is your first time watching or you made us a part of your weekly schedule, we're happy to have you. And we hope that we have created a continued comfortable environment for you to keep coming back to. Thanks for watching. Alright. See how long this one lasts.
Let's reach out one time.
Blerd's Eyeview is a proud affiliate of Otaku Noir. Use the code Blerd's Eyeview for 10% off on all items. With a different nerd-themed box filled with items made by talented Blerds across the country, you surely will not be disappointed. Go to otakunoir.com. Otaku Noir, the #1 Blerd mystery box company.
All right, we are back. A bit out of order, but we're back. It's what we do.
Fabulous, ladies and gentlemen.
So, I was in the middle of watching episode 4 of The Last of Us. I know Lainey, I know Spartan. I think maybe you've played it, and I believe Tafari played. I think all of it, except for myself, have played it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Kira hasn't played it. Okay.
I've had many friends who have cursed their way through playing, so I've lived through them.
Look, I'm playing Jedi Survivor, so I'm doing that right now. But what are your takes so far? Like, how close to the game it is, and are you okay with some changes? Because I'm sure there are changes.
Yep. Well, there are some changes, but not very big ones. And I'm actually kind of playing The Last of Us Part 2 as the show's going on, so I'm kind of spending some nights trying to get to where the game is and where the show is. So it's fun. But no, there's not really a lot of big changes. Like currently where they're at right now, this is still the beginning of the game. This is just the filler in between as you approach Seattle. So the whole thing with Dina and with Ellie, it really wasn't touched on as far as their relationship.
Space is everything.
It's 4 episodes in, and this is just the fucking beginning. What?
Yeah, this is your beginning. This is your introduction to Seattle.
I'll put it this way, Kira. In episode 5 and all that stuff is going to pick up. But right now, this is still the. You got to think. Just for anybody who doesn't know, she's still hunting down. There's 5 people she has to hunt down, including Abby.
It's just one bitch.
Maybe not. We'll just leave it to see how they adapted.
That part.
Everyone in that room is complicit.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. She literally says their names. Now they didn't cover it in the show, but in the video game, she says everybody's names before she gets knocked out. So when she comes to, she's like, I'm gonna hunt this person, this person, this person, this person. So again, early in the game. So this episode,
she's doing an Arya Stark.
Yeah, it's an Arya Stark.
Yes. I respect it. I mean, go for yours, girl. But we 4 episodes in.
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing. I think the way that they're gonna adapt it is that they're taking season 2 and season 3 to adapt the second game. So that's why it's kind of slowing the pace. Because, like, if you think about it from the game's perspective, you might be in hour 3 or 4 by the time the 4th episode comes, and it's about a 15 to 20 hour game.
Yeah,
and you're thinking,
this is why I'm trying to thank you.
And it begins, ladies and gentlemen.
They got it right. Now the adaptation is we don't know if she's going. We don't know. Again, this is the adaptation. She may not go for anybody but that, or the rest of them could just be
cannon fodder.
Yeah, along the way. Now, what's interesting about this episode, though, is you get introduced to Isaac, Jeffrey Wright's character, who also Jeffrey Wright did voice in the game. So, for a lot of people that don't know, he did voice Isaac in Part 2. So now you get to introduce the guy that basically is the leader of the WLF. And if you
see a lot more of him than you did the game.
Yeah. So it's
it's Jeffrey Wright. You better pay. You better pay.
Don't get me wrong. I love how he did Isaac. How he does Isaac in the show. I mean, you get a little brief backstory on him, and then you see what happened, and go from there. And then the torture scene with one Seraph. So just to sum it all up, it doesn't really have a lot of adaptation for right now. You're really getting the backstory on what you find out later in the game. Like, correct me if I'm wrong on that, Lainey.
Yeah, so I think also what I've been hearing, and I kind of disagree with it, was that some people are taking issue with, especially in episode 4, how it feels like Ellie's a lot softer than in the game. As a person, I think the one thing I do agree with was that like the way that Ellie is portrayed as far as maybe even being a hunter in a sense, I think Dina has a lot more of those qualities or showing a lot more of those qualities. And that I kind of understand and understand that that's a gripe and think it's a rightful gripe. But then they were saying how like by this time in the game, especially by the time they get into the theater, Ellie is cutthroat.
Right.
I think we've seen a part of that, but I also think it would feel very out of place being that unfortunately her stature has not translated well from the game to here. So because they're working with smaller person's stature, I feel like her being like acting all buff and everything like that to me made no sense. But I have heard that like that pushback. As far as the characterization of Ellie by Bella Ramsey, at least now.
Well, I mean, she did command an army and made them follow Jon Snow. So I mean, I'm just saying.
And plus the train scene with all the cordyceps, I'm like,
that was awesome.
That was very well done.
That was so awesome.
Yeah, this whole episode played like that part of the game. This was basically your introduction to Seattle. So like the guitar part, playing and Take on Me, all of that is the extra stuff you can do. Otherwise, you can go straight to finding the people who got strung up, and then having to kill those people who came looking for them. And then you end up in the train, and that's basically the end of that level. But there's a bunch of stuff to explore, and that's kind of what they fleshed out here.
Yeah.
And now the game matches the show because damn, y'all know how to throw an awkward ass sex scene in there, like at the weirdest time.
And I mean, it was. If you want to talk about, I was trying to explain to me and my wife were watching, and she's like, "What the?" I said, "This is why you just ride it out. It won't be long." She goes, "Not the way they thought it was."
Wait.
I got a baby in me. Let's do it. I'm not here.
It was an equal.
I'm not here.
Now to Critic's point, she reacts very, very differently in the game.
Yeah.
He reacts very, very differently. But I was I went back and forth of trying to grapple with that.
They also did do this. They also did do this earlier when Joe was getting just bodied in the other room. So that's when this was supposed to happen the first time.
Right.
True.
But at the time when Joe is getting killed, Dina supposedly is
doing the do.
Right.
Yeah.
Getting high and doing the do with Ellie. And then they decided to say, like, hey, I'm immune. I'm pregnant. Cool. What?
Right.
Like which means you were like sneak dicking the entire time Ellie was in a coma. So
Maybe not the whole time, just one time.
Just enough to get him through. Just enough to get him through.
Once is enough. So in the game, it looks dumb. Like at the time period, it was that the game got away with it because it was like everyone's trying to avenge Joel. This gives Dina more reason because it's like before you just left because you liked this girl, knowing you were pregnant. At least in the show, they give her reason because she has all the facial IDs. She saw Joel die. She at least has some attachment. Before it was just like, yeah, I left my child's father back there and came because I got a crush on you. Let's go kill some people.
Yeah. At the same, but the crazy part is that the whole time you literally get to meet the WLF.
Yeah. So you're getting introduced to the dynamic of this new territory where you have the scar or the wolves, the scars, and then you've got the infected on top of that. Now you've got basically military, or you got Fedra and Firefly refugees in a new group, and then you've got a cult.
Fedra. Scars.
I will say this: the scene where Isaac is garnering information.
Yeah.
I'm setting things up, and I look over and I'm like, wasn't expecting that in my face. Thank you very much.
Now,
but
I felt very bad for that young man, and I felt like he did not deserve the treatment he got. He was living a hard enough life packing what he was packing. I feel like you could have just let him go. That's punishment enough. We all knew. Look, look, I'm not
Look.
a size queen, but
If
I'm
you did not give him a chance to show his girl.
If we got you with this and not this, just send him home. Just send him home. Send him home.
Yeah. You know, I almost thought that that he was going to actually have that copper on that thing, because I'm like, for him to be all the way naked, I thought that he might have. That's so weird. I'm like, why would they show that if we are not seeing the fruits of that?
No, that's
vulnerability.
Okay. Like I couldn't tell what that person was because of how they shot it, and I'm like, I thought they were just leaving it up to like for you to
This moment
decide.
has been brought to you by Mountain Dew.
That was
because I got nothing else.
Yeah, that was a Seraphite he was torturing.
I couldn't tell if it was male or female because of how they had the shadows and the legs crossed and the.
I think it was. Oh, we know it's male. So
yeah, I mean,
that was full on twin mirrors.
I didn't catch it, thankfully. So y'all did good.
Yeah,
What were you
But I
doing?
kind of hope the Seraphites does get a lot more, gets a lot more story, especially where
I was more like I was just focused on Isaac just beating the dog tar out of this man, and everyone like, oh, it's
there was no actual beating. There was literal torture. Like,
oh, I'm sorry,
no bloody knuckles. What's no?
He got the good times treatment.
What he said.
It was a good times treatment.
I promise I didn't see him. Not that I'm looking. I'm just like, why?
It was this and that. That's all you saw. That's all I saw.
Like, come on, how did you miss that, bro?
I'm just
y'all see who caught it.
All I said was, damn, man, you could have left his drawers on. I'm just saying, or his khakis or something. You just all in his head. I will say this: I wasn't expecting Josh to make Josh Peck to be in this episode.
He was the one that was telling the story.
Yeah. Josh Peck was one of the soldiers in the very beginning. Because I'm like, is that Josh Peck?
He
was the asshole.
That's the one that they took away with him.
Yeah,
not his character. But I wish that they just took Josh Peck, because I would have loved to see him be an asshole. Really be an asshole.
He was the one. He posted on his Instagram. Yeah, he posted on his Instagram actually.
Yes, Dan. When they showed the meat and the potatoes, the whole meal. The whole meal. Okay.
Oh my God!
What has been seen cannot be unseen.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank God I didn't catch it. So
I'll watch it again. It's fine.
I'm okay. It's just. No, go ahead. Finish your sentence.
Oh no! Now everybody can't say it.
Look at the bottle and say it. How about that?
Here we're gonna try to sashay one in there on the slick side.
Oh my God! I do have a serious question. We're seeing a lot of games now getting transferred over to live action. Are they getting better at doing it?
Yes.
They skewered. Okay, they skewered Until Dawn. That's why I say that.
Okay.
Was it the dumpster fire I knew and hoped it would be?
Oh, it was more than the dumpster fire that you knew and hoped it would be.
I kind of figured it would be, but I'll wait on your opinion.
I look at the success of the Sonic franchise, because it's a franchise now.
Mm-hmm.
And then here we are, season 2 of Last of Us. We got Until Dawn, but we're not talking about that. And then there's the talk of Zelda being live action now, and of course Mario, the Mario franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So. In Fallout. So right there are 6 different titles that are, I take that back, 5, because I mentioned Until Dawn. 5 titles that are actually quite successful in their transfer, whether it's over to live action. Mario works best as an animation; it just does. Mm-hmm. Considering the content of it. So that in Minecraft, thank you.
We don't talk about Halo, Whoopi.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
We don't
I
talk about
liked
Halo.
the first season. I liked it.
The first season's good. It's just I don't know.
No, that first season should have never happened because whoever was a showrunner never played a Halo game. You can
Yeah, I
check.
noticed that too because it was so tone deaf.
That's what I thought.
It was so tone deaf.
I mean, outside of the storyline that it should have done, it wasn't horrible.
They could have done Forward Until Dawn. You could have done Reach. You could have done ODST. You could have literally done.
You know what? Whoopi, you're right. Uncharted is not bad.
No.
Uncharted really isn't bad.
Mark Wahlberg was not the right person for Sully, but as far as everything else was fine.
I agree.
And you can age everyone up and just recast them and do a whole new set of friends. That was technically
I still say they should have went with Nathan Fillion, but call me a cynic. I mean, he was right there. Of that, because Tom Holland was the it factor at that time. I get it, and it wasn't a bad pick, and the film itself wasn't bad. So here we are looking at all these properties. They do fairly well, or they don't. I guess follow to code is the best way to put it.
Because they don't follow the lore. We have said it multiple times on the show. You have all the lore, source material, and video games to fall back on. We saw it in Netflix when they did One Piece. They did One Piece, and you actually did very well for One Piece to give it 8 episodes, and everybody loves it. Now, again, I could talk about Halo and all the multiple problems there, or I could sit there and say Amazon did a wonderful job with Fallout, telling the original story going into New Vegas. It's night and day how you can do something. If you do it wrong, it shows. If you do it right, you get more seasons.
So it's the same. The formula is the same when it comes to comic books. If you make the proper change, it's fine. I have yet to hear, and I can use the Ultron theory all day. I have yet to hear one person complain about Tony Stark making Ultron instead of Hank Pym. I have yet to hear anyone complain about that, because story-wise, to make it make sense to some form of realism, it
Tony
works.
has to be the one.
Yep.
Yeah, it just works. And it works to have T'Challa and Shuri be smart, but Shuri's like the genius.
Yeah.
It makes sense. You can't have every major hero be have like 8 or 9 degrees and then it's repeating a problem.
But it's also in terms of continuity as well. You really did not introduce Hank Pym at the time of Iron Man. So trying to introduce Ultron and Hank Pym in a early setting would not go. That's what it would make sense for Tony to sit there and come up with the Ultron program. That makes sense. And then as you introduce Ant-Man, then you can introduce that side. So there's a continuity side to it as well. You can't throw multiple characters in one movie and then expect it to work, Zack Snyder.
Brett Ratner. So I mean, we see these things, whether it's comic books, whether it's video games. So we know it's not us being, when we hear certain if you hear about a film that should have done better than it did, than it does, and then you find out the director, oh well, I've never read a Thor comic.
Takiti.
I can fucking fuck you, Waititi. Fucking.
Thank you, Kira. Thank you, Kira. That train ain't never late.
I'm just
like
saying,
we were fine with Ragnarok. That was fine. However, we didn't need another version of that dulled it down.
Exactly. When you had Gore the God Butcher, one of Thor's greatest enemies, and you literally
had a great actor to play it, and you
fucking series was fucking perfect in the comics. It was perfect, and you just wiped your ass with the whole fucking thing.
Because he wanted to make Ragnarok longer, funnier, and even cornier.
Yeah, I think outside of Jane and Valkyrie and their camaraderie, that was fine. That was completely fine. but everything else, I don't know what happened.
You literally had, I mean, thank you for showing us Boss, and thank you for showing us Cool Khan.
I don't know. Maybe.
Huh?
You good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Okay. Kara, he's awake. Stop.
He's awake, Kara.
What y'all think I fell asleep? What the hell?
Yes.
We did kind of think he was asleep because them eyes were down.
It was like a low. It was a low
I was
ride.
looking down. I hear all of y'all in my ears. Good Lord. You know what? I'm going to pull a Kara. How about that?
You're not using so you can fall asleep.
No, but
it was the angle, Navy. The angle because Kira was pointing out, I'm like, is he looking down at the phone or his eyes closed?
No, what I was trying to be like, I'm gonna poke you.
Yeah, that's
yeah, but your poke here looks like you're pointing to Navy as you're trying to poke. That's what I was like. That's why everybody kept looking like, what is Kira pointing at? And then she pointed at Navy.
She's tickling my Captain America cup right there.
No, but see, but therein lies the problem. Like when you have a Thor Ragnarok, which did very well, and we were okay with, but then you turn around and say, let's take that formula again and tell another Thor story. No, that's not what you want to do. And now here we are. And it's not Helmsworth's fault. It's not anyone's fault. It's just, except for the director. Like
and
you
writer.
And the writer.
But
And when you say,
I was
No, go
going
ahead.
to say this. I wish that they took the same stand that Vincent D'Onofrio and
the entire crew of Daredevil Born Again, the entire crew. Because they all said we're not coming back unless you do it right.
Right.
Like hence, and now that's why we've got the amazing season of Daredevil Born Again that we got. Because they stood their ground. They're just like, have you seen the previous series? Have you read any of the books? Where's it at? You know, so
Swinging dick every goddamn where. Ain't nobody trying to see that shit.
Yeah.
You're right.
Last of Us at least has Naughty Dog people working on it, and then they've at least got the people who played the original characters helping on the show. So
and see, that's what I can appreciate for anything that transfers a medium. I can appreciate you involve someone who's been on the original medium. Whether it's the writer, one of the developers, one of the voice actors, if several voice actors that know these characters, don't just run. You don't just run in there bare ass naked and make a movie and disregard disregard the lore or everything.
Depends on the platform.
We've seen it before, you know. And we've seen it before. Some things we're fine with if you tell it outside of certain Star Wars. We know we could have gotten better from that last film. We know.
This is true.
I'm just saying.
It's true.
So I think it's fair to say that any of these mediums, any of these fandoms that cross over, that you involve somebody that's been there. Like, this is why Henry Cavill was so adamant about The Witcher. He was just like, why would you do this? I played this game. I've read these books. Why would you do this?
Hence why it was successful. He followed Blood of Elves all the way to the Wild Hunt, and it was freaking beautiful. And then y'all decide to say we are going to do it our way.
Yeah.
It don't make sense. It don't fucking make sense. You literally half the work is done for you. The shit's written. You got a fucking storyboard.
That
it's
part.
done.
That
Why
part.
This is
just fucking follow the goddamn instructions.
Whether it's a game, whether it's a game series, whether it's a comic book series, hell, I will say out front, any comic book movie you do on any major character, whether it's DC, whether it's Marvel, there is enough history to pick from and say, how can we transfer this to make it relatable, palatable, and watchable over and over and over again?
Mm-hmm.
The success has been pretty well for Marvel for the most part. The success looks like it's going to be very well for DC, thanks to James Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already hearing reports of he got the assignment. He knew the assignment.
And rumors that some people may have already seen Superman's movie and are raving about it.
Yeah.
There are test screenings being done. They did not say where, but James Gunn did come back and sit there and say that test screenings were done and crowds did love it. So somebody's got to see it.
He don't fuck up. He don't fuck up on these types of movies. Even the shitty ones he made.
He gets it.
Which ones are bad?
Slither.
Thank you.
Slither.
Great.
That's why I'm saying that.
Yeah, even I think in Slither is one of my favorite horror films too. I think it's supposed to be cheesy by design because that's what he was going for.
Yeah, it's a parody, but it's not.
I would have gave you a Brightburn.
Nah, hell no.
No.
Brightburn is.
It wasn't
Brightburn
bad.
was supposed to be an introduction to a whole universe in itself.
It wasn't bad
like it was supposed to.
It wasn't bad, but that movie needed another 30 minutes. It just kept like, hey, here's a full wide shot of the next setting. We're gonna do this 50 times as a transition, and next crazy.
I always say Brightburn was basically Homelander's origin story.
That's what I was thinking.
Minus the beatings and the torture. This little boy was just like, out of all the ways to test your power, hand, lawnmower. Why not? Like, what if this didn't work for you? What was gonna be the lesson here? And then
Bama. Brightburn was not bad. Actually, it was not bad. It wasn't bad. From James Gunn's perspective, he said what if Superman was evil?
Right.
We've seen that with him landing in Russia. It tried to do way too much too quick. Shut up.
They could have done it as an intro for Irredeemable if they were smart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If they were smart, that could have been a series of Irredeemable. That'd have been fine. But when you're trying to introduce a character and create this whole universe, but you don't give any type of other structure or background or other characters that don't get the shit chopped out of them because of a angsty little boy. Right. What the hell?
Like he realized I have powers. It's like, well, fuck everybody. I'm doing what I want today. So like the rest of the no reason other than then when he goes outside and has this alien crash out moment and we just eat dinner the next morning like nothing happened. That's the part I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like,
that's why I say there are certain films that we would love to have seen a second part to. Go ahead, Lady Mandela.
Yes.
Have you not seen what's going on outside after this fucking election? These motherfuckers out here acting like I don't understand what's going on. They're oblivious. Put your head in the sand.
That's idiocracy.
That was completely movie was
unfortunately, we're living that sequel, we're living the prequel. That one.
If Martha and Jonathan Kent didn't get it, and they never would.
The Kents did a better job of hiding the spaceship their child came in. Their spaceship talked back to him and it translated a whole language, and they're just like, and waffle. So, at this point, have a conversation. Hey, you came in that thing. What happened? You had a hole. By the way, you blew a hole in the roof the other day. What was that about? They just pretend he doesn't have powers until people start turning up missing, and then you find out he's a whole psychopath stringing people up like a science experiment.
That was a testament to mental health. The ability to see what's in front of you. Come on now.
But speaking of films that we would have loved, that's a film I would have loved to see another part to, since it was teased and Gunn said I had something in the tank, but And he played it smart. He said, I had something in the tank. However, it's been so long, it's not going to be worth its weight in gold to do it again. And I get it, because I've seen movies. Sin City is a perfect example. Sin City is a great film.
Yep.
You waited 10 years to tell Sin City a dame to kill for.
Yeah. It was 10 years too 10 years too late. I think what did
Chronicle is another one we would have loved to see.
I made a joke. I made a joke before. You could make a movie and just call it The Forgotten. Take the people, let the kid from Brightburn, let him age up, let him be an absolute nightmare. He has to go find. You get the kids from Jumper, whoever's left from Chronicle, and Hancock, and go let him handle business.
Damn, you bringing him out?
I can see that for Jumper though. I could see that.
Yeah, I want to move. Jumpers and Tucker and Dale versus Evil
was funny.
You couldn't give me a sequel now. They have waited that long. It's been over 10 years for Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I'm like, damn. Two redneck boys who are mistaken for serial killers.
It writes itself.
Yeah, it's a whole horror comedy. When you find out,
I Am Number 4 was another one that was good.
There's a lot of films around that time period that did pretty well, but I think I Am Number 4 came on like on the tail end of that because it was
of the YA craze.
Yeah, so you had what was it? Divergence, Hunger Games. It was another one. It was I Am Number 4, Hunger, Divergence, and it was one other one. And they tried it, and they really. Hunger Games was probably the most successful out of that entire period.
Okay.
You know what's crazy? There is a.
I think Potter.
I mean,
Potter was on his way out. I think around that time.
There's another movie you could throw in there too, and that could actually be a connector if you threw in Looper.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That one I can see that one connecting timelines,
like the world of Looper.
Yeah.
But see, people that are figuring it out, and Demetrius is a staunch supporter of this life. You have the Alien, the Predator, Blade Runner.
Oh yeah, Blade. Yes,
like those worlds exist within each other now. So there's opportunities when you know the source material. There's opportunities when you know the right pieces. When somebody say, "Oh, it's too hard to write a Superman movie," a character that's over 70 years old is too hard to pick from any kind of source material. You can't tell a live action Hush or any of those major stories like that. You can't pull that off. That's a problem. Like, do the work. It's not hard. Doctor Strange, it's not hard. What was Benedict doing in the stores? I'm going to pick up some Doctor Strange books.
Oh, my friend was working at that store when he took those pictures.
See? John Barathol, when he got the role for Punisher, he went straight to a comic book store picking up Punisher books, and he says, the guy that works there said, "No, you don't want those. You want to read these." And he did it, and he got it. So there are levels. There are ways to do it without messing it up. We're not saying it has to be page for page, panel for panel, frame for frame, whether it's game or book.
But capture the essence.
Yes, Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Amongst Thieves is a great movie that got a bad fucking rap.
Say it again for the people in the back. Please say it again.
Y'all don't understand. Y'all
was surprised by that movie, actually.
That movie
Dungeons
was
and Dragons,
amazing.
Honor Amongst Thieves. Y'all let that movie down. That movie was fun. It was funny. It was action-packed. It paid homage to the original Dungeons and Dragons cartoon crew.
Too bad at the theater. It didn't blow everything out the water, but it didn't do bad.
No, it didn't do horrible.
People dogged
but
it
it could have done better.
People dogged it out.
People dogged it.
People who didn't understand it and don't understand that type of movie dogged it out because, unfortunately, you live in a generation now where they want wanted to pop out because they're stupid. They have 15-second attention spans, and if it doesn't hit them right away, it's a failure. And those are the ones you want to push off a cliff and see if they swim.
Oh wow!
Or
We're
fly?
talking about murder, huh?
Something.
I know they ain't gonna fly. Damn pelicans, just let them drown.
So
I know another one that I know people were like the fans were cruel on or critical on when I worked at the theater, but like the casuals on it was Warcraft.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen that actually.
I didn't get to watch it. I know my parents liked it. I know what you what.
What? No.
Lord, here we go.
I didn't say anything.
You don't have to.
I don't
You
know
pull down the
about,
curtain.
I don't know anything about the world of WoW. I just know the people who are like diehard fans, absolutely not. Regular moviegoers are like, hey, this is nice.
They did a decent job with it.
Yeah, my son said the same thing. He said it's not exactly the game, but he said it's all right. And that's all I need to hear. It was like, because I can understand that as a comic book guy. I seen the original Captain America movie from the 90s.
I remember the TV show.
That one too. I still cringe watching that. So
There's a one with David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury.
Yeah, seen that one too. Yeah.
I didn't even know what I was watching actually.
Yeah, the Generation X TV film, the Justice Society television film that you can only be found on YouTube, the Wonder Woman pilot that they never got to air. I've seen quite a few things that I have taken. I've been the cannon fodder for the people's enjoyment. So to say I've seen these things. I've seen these things.
So we're not going to talk about the original Wonder Woman series where it was Kathy Lee Crosby.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that.
I'll never forget that one. That's a scar on my soul.
Yeah. The melting walls.
She made a cameo in one of the movies, didn't she?
The original not Kathy Crosby, but Linda Carter. That one, she made a cameo in the second Wonder Woman.
The second coming of the Wonder Woman.
The best part of that film, was Linda Carter.
Still, just
because I was just like, oh, it's nice to see you again, Diana. I don't care what they're calling you in this film.
In other words, the really rough Marvel days, rough.
Whew.
Iron Man was
that trial of Incredible Hulk. Oh boy.
Special effects and camera angles still learned something that day.
Stan Lee was in attendance that day.
Hulk was in court.
Yeah, Hulk was in court. So we're going to take another break. We're going to premiere a new music video by our very own Crazy Eight the Great. We're going to check it out, do a little review right now. Here it is, Hunter X Hunter with Crazy Eight the Great with Rizzy. Check this out.
Girl.
Don't look at me like that. It's really turning me on. No physician, but it's like an exam. When I get shown cheeks, I'm on the hunt. You coming up short? Just be gone, freaks. That kitty be like pirated music. Listen, it's gon' leak. I hear it, it's my favorite song. The way she moans, she be gone, she moisten towels, she loca. His tongue do tricks. He's a magician, the way he soak her. He stroke her like a guitar. She screams an octave that starts to rise. She fucked me like she out for revenge. She got the scarlet eyes. Drunk off her juices, your boy is an alcoholic. Mercenary and missionary, I'm killing her with the Zodiac. I tried to call it a kink, some shit she ain't used to. She like to be tied up now, cause I'm the chain user. You only live once, so why you screaming YOLO? Just know I know every skill in the book. Please call me Crollo. Baby, oh no, I promise that you gon' keep smiling. You see a nigga like me, rarer than Greed Island.
Ooh, I'm about to lay that in on you. I can't wait to see you next. Hunting for your body. Or we're getting naughty. You're my York new shawty. hunting for your body. Ooh, hunter hunting for your body. Ooh, hunter hunting for your body. Aura getting naughty, that's my York new shawty.
Now shorty know I'm different when I'm finna make a pass. I can tell by how she twisting, she envision me in there. In the aura I'm emitting, got a dripping here to splash. Now she moaning with sweet whispers as I'm gripping on the ass. Then I'm digging in her nash. Want me to plug her any day. No instant loving, no not my taste. Sorry I got too many bays. She said it's no biggie, it's okay. You still my diggy, let's be great. My eyes on that kitty, eating like Mitchie. We getting busy, it's a day. She high off that Zaza. To the Lord, I gotta thank it. No, she love it when I get it. Fingers popping like I'm Franklin. Girl, relax, don't you be anxious. Let's not ruin the blunt. She heard this black voice and then she said, I'll do what you want. She showing off her tats, cause she love just how I act. Told me conjure up some toys, got some stuff she wanna play. We keep going, know it's late. I made her water, made her wet. She said I got that type of sex, even Shizuku can't forget.
Ooh, I'm about to lay that in on you. I can't wait to see you next. Ooh, hunter hunting for your body. Aura getting naughty, you're my York new shawty. Ooh, hunter hunting for your body. Ooh, hunter hunting for your body. Ooh, hunter hunting for your body. Aura getting naughty, that's my York new shawty.
That joint's hot.
Yes, sir. That's my third time listening to it, but yes,
Okay. Yeah.
Obi wasn't that here, wasn't it, Obi?
Obi over there blushing like, father.
No, Speedy Gonzalez. I have to pick him up for a second because all you heard was just back and forth.
Oh, you heard speeding footsteps. Speeding footsteps.
That's all I can think.
We got two new Crazy 8 tracks before GTA 6.
Right.
What?
Gonna get 2 Crazy 8 albums before we get GTA 6.
That's that part.
So, as we stated earlier, May the 4th just premiered this weekend. We also got Tales from the Underworld. Kira, I think you watched it in its entirety.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was good.
I'm on episode 4.
Nah, B. Ooh. They did right. They did right by Cad. I still don't forgive them for killing him, but they did right by Cad. Ventress. Let's go. More.
I truly appreciate what Filoni has made happen in this camp. And it gives me great hope of what they have going forward, animation wise and live action. What I've seen so far, live action, like Skeleton Crew, and even the Acolyte, which, if honestly, I'll stand on this hill. If you had given Acolyte a solid 10 episodes and scaled back some of the slow burn, you might have been all right. Because the slow burn in the beginning was fine, but then you hyped it up and then you dropped it back down. That was the problem.
Yeah, once we got to episode 5, it should have just been all cranked from there.
Yeah. So that, I still say give that one another shot and just go balls to the wall. Just let it happen. Like even Andor's first season was slow burn. We know this is the last season for Andor. So we know this is the last season for Andor. So they have no choice but to ramp it up.
Right.
You know, so those types of things we need, you know, so I appreciate that level of action.
Wait, is there another episode of Andor tonight?
There's 3.
There's 3, yeah.
Are they doing 3 at a time each time, nigga? I can't
Willpower. Everybody's on their Spider-Man release schedule.
You must exercise willpower, Lady Mandalore.
I won't go sleep.
Then go sleep.
I watched.
You gotta be an adult, Lady Mandalore.
Yes.
Thank you, lady. Thank you.
They said everybody's on that your friendly neighborhood release schedule.
I finally watched that whole thing. That shit is so good.
You just got, girl, where have you been?
I haven't had the time.
Exactly. She's been adulting. Lady
All
next
right.
door. Take example.
Look here.
Don't you put that on us!
I'm just tired of it all.
At least I got to it.
So yeah, I'm glad that he's putting out. This is what we call quality content.
Amen.
Like you're really putting. I just spoke to a woman today, and she said, "Yeah, and this older lady, she was like, yeah, me and my husband, who they're Star Trek fans, but she said she's not big on Star Wars, but she's managed to watch Star Wars, like some of the shows." And she was saying, yeah, my husband just started watching this other one, Skeleton Crew, and I said, it's Goonies in space. That's all I could tell her.
Yep.
I said it's Goonies, and her eyes lit up because you say it that way, they know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
I said you don't need to know anything else. You don't need to know anybody else. It's a straight shot. It's about some kids' adventure, just straight out fun. Go at it. Will they get another season? I honestly kind of hope they do.
They should.
So I don't. But I'm glad that even though I couldn't celebrate Free Comic Book Day, I'm glad that I've seen a lot of people going out there and doing what it's actually meant to do, and that's taking their kids and getting them to actually read comic books. It's probably the best thing to start children on anything. Shout out to John over at Carolyn John's Comics. He started his comic collection from his grandfather, who was an immigrant. And that's how he learned how to read, and he just passed them off to his grandson, to his John. And so it's a endearing story, and it says a lot about what it means to just start off something if you're not used to it. PBS is a real thing. We need that.
What type of human? Who goes after fucking Big Bird and Elmo? What's wrong with you?
I'll give you 3 guesses.
Thank you.
Satan, Beelzebub, and the devil. That's it.
No, I'll have to give the devil credit on this one. He was like, look, I didn't even sanction this. What the hell is wrong with you?
The whole thing against PBS and NPR, which is kind of funny, there are publicly federally funded foundations. He can't cancel them.
That's right.
Congress has the ability.
They have it. It's in writing.
On a benefit backwards, you know that, and so is the Supreme Court. So
yeah, I don't mean to go too political on this. Congress has the ability to cut funding. He does not have any power to cancel NPR or PBS.
That like they're against him.
Hey,
they
man,
are foot in shoe.
Look, I'm not going to argue that the cult is out there, but he can't just do everything he wants to do. Hence why a lot of his so-called terrorists are not in effect right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, Elmo has raised congressmen and killers. Somebody will spin the block on behalf of Sesame Street. Keep playing.
Hey, all we need is another Luigi.
Just saying.
Although in the words of Eddie Murphy's character from Mulan, he was right in front of you. How did you?
He was 3 inches to the right. How did you?
When was it?
When we said that, that's what like. Right there. No.
Long shot. He got real close. You got to give him that. He got real close from that far away.
I'm just saying he was right in front of you.
But as far as education, I did hear like comic book shops were packed everywhere this weekend. So good.
And we love it. So I'm glad. These are the stories I like to talk about when it comes to comic books. Is when you have Free Comic Book Day and you hear about how the brick and mortar stores are packed, when you have certain bookstores who carry these books are packed, that creates another generation of readers, of people who want to come in and say, you know what? I haven't read this book about Superman, Batman. I haven't read this book about the X-Men or whatever one shot they have for any indie book that they come out that only comes out during those times. So that creates another generation, that creates another reader, that creates another person who's literally being literacy based.
And also, it keeps the doors to local bookstores, libraries. It keeps them open.
It does. That's the part that no one talks about, is these doors stay open for these brick and mortar stores because it still costs them shipping. It still costs them for storage. It still costs them for all of this stuff. So they're, even after Free Comic Book Day, the majority of what they have may be gone.
Right.
But if you still go to these stores, they still have some left over. So go grab what you can. If you have a little one in your life, like if you have little girls and little boys, they make everything for Free Comic Book Day, from My Little Pony, Powerpuff Girls, all the way over to anything done by Image, Marvel, DC. Some of the stuff that you get from the major three now are literally back doors to bigger storylines that's going to be told in the main continuity. So,
but at the same time, it's always that. I'll be honest. I'm just going to speak from the parent side. I love a quiet car ride once I leave the comic book store. I love that quiet car ride.
Oh, that's gorgeous. That's beautiful. With that picture you shot, that picture you showed, all three of them back there, book open.
Book open, and then the book open in the front. Now, I say quiet for two reasons. One, to see all my nephews. You see all my nephews go into a comic book store, and I said, first year, I had to guide them. Years after that, let them go. Let them go, and they peruse. They pick their comics. They'll go around. If they got money, they'll buy whatever they want to buy. If it's progress report time, my wallet's going to cry. But
it's a worthy cost. It's a worthy cost.
I'll pay that bribe all days a week for all A's and B's. I will pay that.
I've definitely been there. You know what? Can I go right ahead? Add this to the list.
But no, it's just the whole thing of, like, for me, it's literacy. Like, kids do better. Like, again, I don't mean it's like an after school special. Kids do better in grades when they're reading. When they're reading, they do better in math. They do better in science. They do better in English, especially in English, because again, vernacular. Your vernacular is open. At the same time, it works their creative thinking. It works their motor skills.
It does.
Yeah.
It wakes something up that, you might have a child who doesn't learn as fast or doesn't learn as well in a crowded classroom that we are currently under. And it's not because they're slow or anything, it's just the attention span. But if you put something in front of them that catches their attention, the colors pop, the word, they're just like, they're going to ask questions. It might be a character they've seen on television or in a cartoon or in a movie, and they're completely locked in, and they say, wait, and this is free?
And it's not just comics, mangas too.
So the door is open, and I'm so glad that I see a lot of people come out and do support for the brick and mortars. I'm glad to see so many kids, especially because kids that look like us, that come out and get their eyes on books and read. The level of, I think about the Dwayne McDuffies.
Yeah,
that could be created from this. I think about the Daryl Banks that could be created from this. I think about those type of people who come up and say, I like the way this art looks. I like the way this character looks. This is giving me ideas. You may end up wanting to work for the major three. You may end up wanting to work for yourself.
And there's nothing wrong with being independent, because we shout them out all the time.
And they shine like supernovas.
That's it. So so shout out to all of those creators who participated in Free Comic Book Days. So shout out to all the people who went and supported their shops and showed their love to their niece, nephews, the sons, daughters, grandchildren, whatever, and just had fun. Weather be damned, people still cosplayed in a lot of them, so they it's still just another great time to go out, have fun, and just kind of get away. And like I said, it happens every May 4th, which is also
as he got
Lord, we lost the host. He messed up.
Oh shit! Oh shit.
Lord, what in the world?
Oh hi!
Oh, what?
I live again.
Yo, you know what it was?
Oh,
you know what it was?
I have
He gave
no
the
idea
wrong
what
name.
happened.
Elon Musk strikes again.
It's the first Saturday
we
of
made
May, and he gave a date, and the computer said, that's not
Yeah,
right.
I have no idea. That just I'm like, what in the world just
All
happened?
right,
Correction. It's the
Oh, my
first Saturday
bad.
in May.
Issa, I'm sorry, Issa. All right, just we're good. Yeah.
No,
Mods
I
came
still
in.
fuck you guys. I still fuck you.
Yo, that was wild. What the
That was Skynet for the robot joke in the chat room.
Oh Lord,
that was Skynet saying, "Oh."
We forgot to say the dismissal. All the things we said about the president in GTA 5. That's how you dodge. That's how you dodge getting banned.
They're talking about us again. Hit the button. No, it's time for his land anyway. But yeah, shout out to all the brick and mortars who supported Free Comic Book Day, who support Star Wars Day, who just go out and it's just about just getting away from it all, right? Mm-hmm. Even though I couldn't make it this year, I still got to go see Thunderbolts. So it's like I'm getting something out the deal. I'm getting something out this deal, So I'm like, I ain't doing this for my health. I'm doing this for liberty and the rebellion. For the glory.
On the Wheaties box.
On the Wheaties box. No, but it's I'm glad that we're getting all of this stuff, and I'm glad that especially the Blerd community, we are eating extremely well because Sinners has already amassed 236 million and counting. Already considered a contender at the Cannes Film Festival. There is already talk of Oscar.
As it should be.
As it should.
All you Oscar people, you actually got to watch the movie this time. We know the rules.
Yes. What a time to be alive.
I promise you, if nobody gets anything at the end of that ceremony, somebody's gonna make that meme of the handshaking. Sinners, Magazine Dreams, getting snubbed by the entire academy.
Oh, Magazine Dreams should also be considered because Lord, I watched that. And I'm like, just as a person that likes
was it not beautifully uncomfortable for 2 whole? You're like, all right, the crash was coming.
Words. That's all that needs to be said about that. Beautifully uncomfortable. It's right. Just,
like the diner scene, I was like, dog, just stick them and run at this point. I'm feeling weird.
I will just say that sometimes your idols should not be met. That's all I'll say about it.
It's meeting his idol when meeting his idol when he was already like one bad sentence away from just like the deep end. That's when I'm like, dog, he ain't catching a break.
Although I will say this as a person that works out, not everybody in the gym is natural. But if you want your dreams shattered, watch Magazine Dreams for about a good hour into the movie.
Damn. When Hellspawn says, "Yeah, I don't need that in my life," it's like, I'm sure it's good, but I've been in that circle with those folk. It ain't worth it. So, but with all that, we're getting ready to land the ship, talk and do our thing, and then go back an adult.
Why did you have to curse at us?
Dang, sir.
Look, my name's not Harry Potter. I don't know that curse. Lady Mandalore, talk to the people. Let them know where you're at.
Hey, I am Lady Mandalore. You can find me on these internets as Room Full of Blerds, that thing up there. Me and Navy. We talk about comics on a regular basis. However, we are currently on a brief break. We'll be back in July live. But in the meantime, you can catch all of our lovely previous shows and reading of comics in the the watch list, whatever. Over on the YouTubes. I need my hours up. Help. Please watch things. Please critique. I take criticism fairly well. And sometimes I just ignore it. But outside of that, I will be streaming live on Fridays. Currently playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I am currently I think I'm ahead of Lloyd from Midnight Comics in the gameplay. I'm going to probably accidentally on purpose play for an hour tonight after we get off because I want to make sure that I'm ahead of it. You can catch me on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok for the video gameplay. And then I work for sandwiches or free things when voice acting is involved. Look, it's a fire sale. Please hire me. I like to do all types of things. Yay. Okay, bye.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, y'all. What's up? I am Lane from Geek by Heart. Me and my husband run Geek by Heart. I too also need our watch hours to get up. So I understood that, Lady Mandalore. We do trailer reviews. We do movie reviews. We are covering The Last of Us. We are putting out a review video the night that it comes out, or definitely the day after. We've been really good with that for the first 4 episodes. I stream on Wednesdays and Sundays. Wednesdays from 7:30 to about 10. On Sundays from about 5 to now 8. Right now I'm finishing up South of Midnight, and I want to either go into Little Nightmares or even the Mortuary Assistant. I'm looking at that gameplay and thinking that I might do that. So
Little Nightmares. Little Nightmares.
Little Nightmares.
Yeah, I would say Little Nightmares or Hollow Knight.
I would say I see you doing Little Nightmares. I want to see you play Little Nightmares.
Okay.
When you can swap, you can swap Until Dawn for the Telltale games too.
Yeah.
Listen, you know what? The only reason why I'm not thinking about this is because you just covered it. So I'm gonna give it to maybe October. I actually want to play the Telltale games again.
Well, I only did the 3rd and 4th because I had finished the first 2 and I wanted to wait till I could do it properly. But the first 2 seasons are always good to revisit.
Oh my god, that whole thing is awesome.
Either that or Wolf Among Us, because that one's more magical. Like
that's also good.
I've never actually heard of that. And I
Wolf Among Us, you like it?
Ooh.
So yeah, Lady Wolf Among Us.
That is you.
If you ever watch,
you
ever watch Once Upon a Time?
That's you every day.
Yeah.
That's you all day,
so
every day.
Imagine kind of like the first season of Once, but it's more they're trying to keep contained, and you're kind of the sheriff of everybody.
It's also on Game Pass right now.
They patterned it after the comic Fables, and it's brilliant.
Yep.
I mean, y'all just giving me
I had to watch that. I had to watch that ending 3 times before I understood what even happened. Like,
jeez. So Tafari, talk to the people.
Working on new things. If anybody wants to get their cards graded cheap, I did go to GameStop and get a couple things looked at. I have a couple like Gen 1 Pokemon cards I got looked at. So just posted a video about that. I'm working on, if anybody's ever seen those like goofy producer pitch type videos, I'm working on one of those for the Zelda franchise. It was supposed to be done today. I will hopefully have it out tomorrow. Just finished streaming The Walking Dead. I'm streaming Metal Arms, Glitching the Systems, and Kingdom Hearts right now. Against my better judgment, I will be going to an early screening for Final Destination tomorrow. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah.
We'll pray for your immortal soul. What the hell?
It might work out.
I come from a squeamish family. Like me and my cousin, we tried to thug it out through 2. We were like 9, so we got to the truck. We're like, you know what? Shrek 2's next door. Let's go watch that instead.
Speaking of which, yeah, somebody actually got into an accident recently.
You'll be fine. Y'all don't have wood up there.
Look, you don't drive in Dallas, okay? It's already a pilgrimage to get to where the theater's going to be. It's already scary enough.
As
long as it wasn't behind a log, wasn't behind a trailer full of logs, was it?
No, yes, we got enough. We have enough trucks.
Yeah, that's why you
I would have been like, nope.
I will pull the fuck over.
As we've said before, we told you. We didn't lie.
I will pull the fuck over. Logs? Yeah, I'm over here. Taking
I will get around every Optimus Prime size truck that is on the roads out here in the streets because I'm not going to be number 1 in the pileup. We're still unearthing BlerdCon archive, so if you want to go check that out, I'm also still over there. I actually just found the whole Cree Summer Rachel True interview that's out right now, so if y'all want to go take a look at that, Blerd Station also has a channel that we are doing updates on, so please check that out as well.
Nice. Real quick before I get to the final 2, the Avengers social media page has an official copyright sign. I'll let you do with that what you will.
Wait, what?
Wow.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
now
no.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I will let you do with that what you will. So, our very own Shipwright, Black Spartan.
All right. Yeah. Black_Spartan 615 is where I can find me on the socials. I too am needing your support. I sound like Bernie Sanders for a second. As I'm also doing streaming. I'm currently doing the Claire Obscure Expedition 33 game. Kind of like Final Fantasy with a twist. I like it so far. And also doing Black Ops 6 because, again, first-person shooters as I wait for news of other first-person shooters that'll probably be coming out. But anyway, the show's still coming on. We cover everything that F47 and his cult are usually doing on How the Frack We Got Here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Myself, Tafari, and Joe and I usually cover the news for Get Bit on Far the World of Video Games every Friday, 8:30-ish, especially with the fact of GTA 6 getting a cinematic trailer. And y'all just will wait another whole year for that. But anyway, again, check out the blerdsiview.org website, as all of us are contributors to that. Not to take away from the Reverend, as I think I heard Zuri about 5 seconds ago.
We did too.
I think I heard Zuri about 5 seconds
computer
ago.
and come feed me.
That little girl has found her voice, and good Lord, she got a set of lungs. Anywho, not take away from the Reverend. Don't doom scroll. Protect your peace. Find something. Do something that takes your mind off things, makes you laugh. Check on your people. Again, if you have the ability to make somebody smile, do so. The world could use more of that. Rules still apply about cons and cosplays. Respect the cosplayer at all times. Please wash your ass. It's a dirty world out there. Soap is available for everybody. At the same time, guys, again, be nice, be kind, talk and share your fandoms. Don't be a dick in the wind. Yeah, we'll all be cool.
I thought he was going to say, "May the wind be at your back." I don't.
I was gonna say, I don't know why my mind went. May the power protect you. May the force be with you. And somewhere in the middle of it, Doritos.
What kind of Doritos though? That's the question.
I was thinking because Obi has found he likes the nacho version, the original Doritos nacho orange. He likes those chips.
Okay.
So that's where my mind just went to like ping pong between 3 different places, and that's what the whole everything went to my mouth, and my mouth was like, no.
May the power of the force be with you. What? Shut up.
Imagine him saying that the force will be with you, my son. Dorito.
Okay, may the force be with you as I'm doing Star Trek.
He's gonna start saying
three fandoms all at one time.
Jeez.
Oh, my man. Navy Montel, talk to the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Blerds of all ages, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. It is I, Navy Montel, your frosted bearded bloated corn, the shepherd book and / reverend of this illustrious vessel. If you want to know what I'm up to, check out Navy Montel across all social media. I have the honor of being with the fantabulously, magnanimously phenomenal Lady Mandalore on Roomful of Birds as we talk about comics, whether they are from independent or otherwise, and we have a fantastic conversation. So check us out on Sundays. And yes, we are getting ready to take a break after we went through the performance of a lifetime with Bitterroot, which was everything. I am getting back to doing the Bloated Corn combos on Friday nights. So if you guys want to come and see what I'm up to, Fridays at 7 o'clock, whether it's solo or I have a guest, get back to the roots because this is where I started and I miss it. I'm getting back to it. So we're going to do it like there again, whether here or on location. I will be at MomoCon this month. So you could probably see my beard scooting around the the venue for the convention. So by all means, please go check it out. And I will say this among anything else. You have creators out there who are working really hard to create something positive, to create something with legacy and something with history. Stop giving your time, money, and attention to people who don't give a damn about you. They only want your likes so they can brag to other people, and they're not bringing out any type of content that is conducive to you or yourself. If you can't show it to their kids, it's not worth it, okay? We have too many amazing creators out here who are not getting the shine. And don't bitch and complain when these so-called reality show guys don't pay you any homage. They don't give a shit about you, but we do. So Give us that love. We'll return it back 100-fold, and everything will be fine.
Lock the doors. Lock the doors. Lock those damn doors.
Put the big us by the door.
Because we just want your money. Unlike the gorilla that's going to fight 100 men. We don't need that.
Quiet. Tell the quiet.
Stupidest combo I've ever heard.
You know what? I'm not hearing.
Although Hellspawn wanting to fight a kangaroo seems interesting.
It's not Red Pill podcast and who's going 50-50. Give me the gorilla debates any day. Give me gorillas and Met Galas on my timeline. I don't need to hear all of the.
I'm sorry. I remember all I can remember at a zoo one time was seeing a gorilla pick up half a log like it was a twig. And I'm not talking a small log, I'm talking huge. And he flung it like a softball. So you told me 100 people, I'm like, y'all get y'all asses kicked if you want to.
Wait, what is Whoopty talking about?
Don't be his piece.
Be Hispanic.
Don't be his piece, be Hispanic. Wow.
I love you, Nicole. I love you.
Wow.
I love you.
Oh my God!
So you can catch Whoopty and Navy IRL at Momo. Me and Kira will be at Dream. So yeah,
the crew is spread out. We're doing our 2 mission runs again. I'm the host, I'm your man on the wall, captain of the ship, Chris Fury. Thank you for tuning in. We are live Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Twitch. You can catch us everywhere when you listen to your podcast. You can also watch us back on the YouTube channel. Hit that like, subscribe, and that notification bell. Get to those super chats. You can also check us out on Always Press Record TV. That's APR TV through your Roku and Amazon Fire devices. Thank you to the crew. Love conversations like this. Gets us away from the 2 hours of adulting. I hope we do the same for everyone out there who watches or listens to us. So thank you once again. Be sure to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. Go support Blerd Station. We are all a part of it. Go to the YouTube channel. Go to the website, blerdstation.com. Hit up to join us. And if you got questions, contact us, and you will either talk to myself, Demetrius Holt, or Kevin Murphy. So, thank you to everyone out there. Thank you to Kevin for giving us the time. Thank you to Trey Lawson for APR TV. This is always fun to do. We will see you guys Thursday. What will we talk about? Whatever the hell we want. So, we will see you then. And no, I don't care how many men is fighting a gorilla. Good luck. Count me out.
Got the balloon.
No!